inevitable happened. It's 12:30. I'm in Whitehorse. I was about to go to bed like an hour ago. What you're hearing right now is my vehicle on. Something happened, and when it kicked on, I saw my CO2 detector at 33 parts per million. I'm at a point in my experience with carbon monoxide where I don't want any parts per million. I immediately shut it off. I turned on the fan. I made sure that this went back to zero. Tomorrow morning when I get some light, I'll go underneath the van and I'll see what's going on. I'm very frustrated. I'm very annoyed. Safety's first though, so I'm gonna sleep without heat tonight. I have my vehicle on. I'm probably gonna keep it on until it gets ridiculously hot in here, and then I'll shut it off. That's a pillow over my fan because I don't want heat to escape. I don't know. I'm trying my best here, but fuck. I'm 1,900 kilometers away from a milestone, and it's like I'm not meant to do this or something. This throws a wrench into every plan that I had for the next week. But it's still early on. We'll see how it pans out tomorrow morning. We'll go from there. Good morning. It's 9:46 a.m. I had to turn on the van about every 2 hours. I just messaged my friend Carrie. He is an adventure guy, to get some insights, get a third-party opinion on whether or not we push forward as is, turn on the van heater. We're not gonna die of cold because the vehicle works, you know? So like, worst case scenario, I leave the fucking car running all night. It's terrible for the vehicle, but it would be fine, you know? But I'm at a point right now where my options are really turning back to Edmonton. That would be the closest place that I could get this heater looked at again, which is 2,000 kilometers away. The other option is going down to Coquitlam, which is where Thermo King, a competitor to Polar Mobility, they're located there, but that's more than 2,000 kilometers away, so that doesn't make sense, right? The other option is to try and maybe fix it myself. I'm sharing this all kind of as I'm dealing with it. I haven't gone to look underneath the van. I haven't done any of that yet. There's also snow on the ground, which makes working outside awful. All of these things kind of just like add another factor of suckiness. I'm gonna go get a coffee and I'm gonna go diagnose this, and I will loop back on what I'm thinking. I'm all bundled up, and I thought that maybe there's like, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like a little bit of play. I don't know where that play is coming from. Surely it's not from underneath, because I just was underneath there and I tightened it all up and it was tight. Like, I couldn't really get any tighter. Gonna go remount everything underneath. I'm gonna give this a start. I'm gonna turn on the heater and see if it works, and watch for the carbon monoxide detector and see where we're at. I think ultimately what I've decided is that I am probably gonna keep pushing forward. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Arctic without a heater and just use the van heater, because we're 2,000 kilometers away from anyone that can touch this type of heater, and 1,300 kilometers away from the Arctic. So like, what do you even do at this point, right? Hopefully this works and we don't get another carbon monoxide notification. Wish me luck. It's at zero. It's at zero. How frustrating this is. Like, what the actual... It's even more dangerous when you're not sure. This is it. This is the adventure. I'm gonna go pack up all of this nonsense. I'm gonna put it back underneath in its storage location, and then I think I'm gonna go make some lunch. I woke up this morning in like minus 40-degree weather. I didn't plan for that. I didn't know that was going to be the case. It kept saying that it was going to get cold, mid-30s, you know, that was kind of what I was expecting throughout the night. And then this morning at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it was minus 41. Pretty fucking cold. Bit of a shock, but because my water tank sits right on the floor, what happened was it froze. My water tank froze for the, what is this, the second time, third time this has happened. Me going into problem solving mode, I went and got a little fan, and I got a little extension cord for USB, and it's a USB powered fan. I gotta figure out how much power this draws, but I think the way we're gonna have to do this is we're gonna have to redirect some of the heat that comes from, because, okay, so the hot air isn't getting all the way to the rear of the garage. And so what's happening is the back of the garage on the passenger side of the van is really cold, whereas the driver's side where my batteries are is warm enough. Like, it's fine because the air goes from this side to this side, like it shoots diagonal. Problem is it doesn't kind of bounce back onto this side, right? It's what you get for mounting it underneath the chair. If it would have been mounted in the rear, it would have pushed air from the rear forwards, and that would have been a way better scenario. That's how I initially wanted to mount it. I actually wanted to mount it right across from the water tank so that it constantly blows right on the water tank, and then from there it can dissipate. I mean, honestly, I think when I get to my dad's in the summertime, I'm gonna have to maybe rebuild a couple of things. But for now, we have a temporary fix to get through the winter. But in any case, I think we might have figured this out, because this morning this was a bigger problem than it is right now. I really hope this works. I really hope I don't have a bigger problem with like my water pump or my water heater or any of my water tank heater, my water heating tank, whatever. Kind of hoping that we are making some progress here in the right direction, but we're gonna find out. This is it. So let me show you how I'm gonna do this. So a little update from my little fan unit over here. I didn't do the dishes last night, okay? Beautiful. I just wanted to fill you guys in that it works.
Several days later.
Hello folks, I just went and stocked up on food because I have a feeling like food's just gonna get progressively more expensive, especially vegetables and stuff. So got some of that, and then I'm just gonna fuel up, and we're headed to Dawson City. I got about a 6-ish hour, maybe 7-hour drive ahead of me. It is currently 12:15. I think we should make it there by like 7:30. The adventure north continues. I've spent the last, I've been here for a week. Honestly, it's been pretty sweet. I really like it in Whitehorse. Very cute, it's very quirky, it's lots of fun, good vibes all around. But I'm excited to see what Dawson is like. It's even smaller. There isn't much out there, and I have a feeling because it's winter, tourism's gonna be at an all-time low, which means we might get to meet some locals and get to hear some cool stories. That's all I got. Until next time. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is. I feel like I just start the videos the same way, but it is what it is. I'm in Dawson City. I got in last night, and then I went to the Pit. The Pit is a bar in the Westminster Hotel. This place was built in 1898. It is a character inside. Absolutely wild. Lots to take in. It was a good night. I ended up meeting a lady and her friend Chris. So Lindsay and Chris, great folks. And we got drunk together. It doesn't take much to get me drunk. I'm a bit of a lightweight, but I had a couple of beer and yeah, it was it was a hell of a night. I think I woke up at some point in the morning and had to check for my keys and phone and wallet because I don't remember having those. And it's not like we were belligerent. I just sitting there talking and shooting the shit, and then the next thing I know, I was like, I gotta go, and got into the van and passed out. And luckily it wasn't too cold last night, so whatever heat was on at like 2 a.m. it lasted till about 6. Look at this. The Yukon. That's crazy. I was a little hungover this morning, so I didn't make a coffee. I went and bought one at Bunton and Company. It seems like a pretty nifty place. The food looked delicious. Had I not just spent $100 on groceries, I probably would have gone and gotten myself some breakfast. But we're trying to be somewhat responsible, financially responsible. Trying not to eat out as much. Make myself an avocado toast in the Yukon, where probably an avocado toast is like $20. Haven't tried, don't know, but it was a crazy night. The fella Chris that I met last night, he is as luck would have it, he drives the plow on the Dempster Highway, of all places. So that was pretty cool. He told me some stories. He told me the road is pretty good, even though right now there's a travel advisory and then it's closed. He said it was in good condition. I shouldn't have any issues. That was interesting. He showed me a bunch of videos of like 20-foot like snow drifts. So like the snow just blows, right? Like there's no trees, so the snow just blows, and then it gets accumulated on like the roadway, and out of nowhere you're just like, you're driving and then you hit a snow drift. It's like 20 feet tall, right? Like it's taller than the van. So just crazy stories like that. Showed me a bunch of like blizzards videos, and like driving through like the craziest weather environment, whatever, right? Like it's still slowly registering how freaking remote and how absurd and how crazy life over here is. And then driving around this town that's from the 1800s, that hasn't changed a bit, and people still live in some of these people live in most of these houses, I would say. It's just fascinating. It's been really cool. I'll take you guys for a run around town later, but I gotta get some work done. I just set up the Starlink, and yeah, for the next 5 or 6 hours I'm just gonna get some work done. This place is crazy. The Wild West of Canada. Would strongly recommend you come up here and visit. It's fascinating. So we'll leave it at that. I hope you all have a great day. I'm saying, because it's so cold. We're leaving. we're going north. We're trying to go north. I don't know if the road's any better today versus tomorrow versus yesterday. Yesterday was all open to Fort McPherson. Let's put my seatbelt on because safety first, right? Take number 2. Dempster Highway is actually about 40 kilometers outside of Dawson City. Oh, I gotta do something. The Dempster is 40 kilometers outside of Dawson, and there's a gas station right here. Now, I mean, I filled up this morning, but you can never have enough gas when you're on these remote roads. So I filled up again. I just topped up, you know? I mean, I think we should make it on 1 tank. I have the gas from, oh boy, just full of problems already. Give me another second. My LED lights sometimes on rough roads kind of like the diffuser, like the light diffuser, like the little plastic thing that holds the light in place. They like shake out. I guess the real fix could be maybe a little bit of glue on the inside, but then I can't access them, and so I just kind of put them back whenever they fall out. I had to tape them because we're about to get real. So the reason why this highway is such a big deal is because it's the most remote highway in Canada. There's no gas stations for 400 kilometers. It's not maintained very well. I'm just like taking in all of these notices, you know? There are no medical services on the Yukon section of the highway. There's no medical services. Take care. Put on the old seatbelt. And as you can see, the road is just white, like just packed snow, turned to ice. You gotta drive super careful on this shit, but we're on the Dempster Highway. I don't know how fast to go. Still trying to figure that out. Doing about 60 right now, so I think we might just keep it around here. That's all I got. I don't know. I'm like a little nervous right now, so I'm just trying to pay attention to the road and take this all in because it's pretty sketch. But this way to the Arctic Ocean, so let's go see the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is 880 kilometers away. Inuvik is 735, Eagle Lodge is 363. So if we can make it to Eagle Lodge on 1 tank of gas, we're good. That's 363 kilometers. That shouldn't be a problem. We're probably gonna stop in Eagle Plains. We might make it to Fort McPherson, depending if the road is open and we have enough daylight. But we're here to enjoy this drive because this is what it's about. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll catch y'all later. fucking another one. They're moving those fucking houses and they caught up to me, which I'm just impressed about. But there's like no space on this highway for both cars. If I hadn't closed my mirror, they would have smashed it. But one, but two, like millimeters from my gas jug that's on the side of my car. This is the nuttiest experience of my life. It is a washboard ice road. Not enough space for two cars. I can't go too fast because then I slide off the road. I can't go too slow because then I get run off the road. Woo! I'm speechless at what I just experienced. 93 kilometers to the Arctic Circle. There's just a sign. So we're almost there. But holy shit. I saw these two wide load truck trailers with some Ford F-150s with like the wide load like guiders, I don't know, big convoy. And so I saw the two big trucks, and then I saw three of those fellas. And I'm thinking I could probably make some distance. No, I think they caught up to me maybe within like 20 kilometers. They caught up to me. And so I pulled over to like let them squeeze by. Then I realized that there's a third one, and I let that one squeeze by a little bit further ahead because I had pulled in already to start driving, right? And just not a good place to pull over. And then the next thing I know, I'm like pulling over. I apologize because I'm a rookie when it comes to these highways, you know? And as I'm about to pull out, I like look back and I see two more. So there's five. Literally the width of the road. Any further and I would have been in the ditch. Any more this way and then they would have taken out my ladder, gas tank, mirror. Because they have no space to move over either, you know? That was intense. Yeah, I just kind of felt like sharing that with you guys. These guys came up behind me quick time. Woo. Anywho, I think I'm ready for a beer. I think I'm ready to be done driving tonight. I think I was gonna try and push to Fort McPherson, but honestly, I think we're good. I think we're gonna post up in Eagle Plains and make some dinner and have a beer because my god. Just as luck would have it, so I'm 5.4 kilometers away from Eagle Plains. I just checked my Google Maps. About 3 kilometers from here, so 2.4 kilometers out of Eagle Plains, there is a truck flipped over. One of the fellas in the wide load trucks just came to tell me because I don't have a radio. It seems like I should get a radio. But that's what passed me on the route. Like look at where he is in the ditch, or not even in the ditch, but on the side of the road. And then look how much space there is on the other side of him. Like nuts. All my paper towel unrolled while I was driving, so I have to go fix that. But as luck would have it, he said we don't know how long it's gonna take. It could take 20 minutes, it could take 2 hours, it could take 2 days. So this is where we're posted up. I have got about half a tank, so I've been able to 360 kilometers on half a tank is pretty good. And I still got about a quarter tank left. I don't ever want to go below a quarter tank because if I do, then I have to reprime my heater lines, which really isn't a big deal. It's the heater turning on 3 or 4 times. But with my kind of luck, I'm gonna have some issues, and so I'm trying to avoid that, and so I just don't go below a quarter. Anywho, holy, what an intense drive, you guys. I've been speechless this entire drive. I've been scared and then speechless because it's so pretty, and it like I don't know if you'd want to do this in the summer because the road is actually even worse in the summer. In the winter, you only have to worry about driving on winter conditions constantly, which is a little bit better, I believe, than having to drive on washboard gravel road, because that's what this is. It's 700 kilometers of washboard gravel road. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna get out of the vehicle and make sure that my hazards are, you can see them, because I have a feeling there's more people coming up behind, because I don't have a radio, so I can't just like there's a truck flipped at mile marker 368 over. That's what you would be doing. But anyways, okay, bye.